I'm Linda. I've been in education for 35 years. Teaching is a well-respected profession, but sometimes there can be some challenges. And when you face some of those times, something that you can do that will be helpful is to realize you're not alone, that there are others out there that can provide the support that you may need. I learned early on to ask for help, and I've done that throughout my whole experience as an educator. Even to this day, if I'm running into some bumps in the road, need some extra help, I ask for it, and it's okay. So please remember that asking for help is an okay thing to do. A couple other things that have helped me throughout my career is focusing on the positives. No matter how big or small the situation may be, there's always something positive that you can find within that situation, and that can help carry you through. And that includes surrounding yourself with positive people. And it's very easy to get sucked into some negativity, but just don't allow yourself to do that, because that can just bring you down. So surround yourself with those that can be uplifting and helpful to you. Also, there are going to be moments that you experience where you realize how impactful you were for your students and how much you helped them. And hold on to those moments, revisit them as you need, and just remember that what you're doing is very valuable and teaching is very worth it.
Hi, future teacher. I heard you all were feeling a little stressed and needed some encouragement. And so I truly believe in the power of lifelong learning. Teaching is an awesome profession for you to pursue lifelong learning, and also to encourage your students to pursue lifelong learning. And it's an arduous task being a teacher, but it comes with lots and lots of benefits. One of them being the ability to play at work. And so as far as self-care is concerned, I encourage you all to play as often as possible, whether it be through music, nature walks, movement, making wacky stories. Just play as often as possible. And it's not exclusive of you doing your job. Students actually learn through play, and so they can learn science, social studies, math, other content as they're playing. And so my advice to you would be play, and play more. Your students will be awesome role models. They won't be mad at you for offering play opportunities. And in the meantime, they can offer you insights about how to just let go and live in the moment.
Hello, everyone. I know this year has been challenging for many reasons. One reason it's been challenging for me is that I've seen some of you struggle and doubt whether teaching is worth the effort. Since you've heard me go on and on about this subject for a whole semester, I thought I'd bring in a friend of mine, Abraham Lincoln, to give us another perspective. I've learned over the years that teaching is my vocation. It's my purpose, and if I'm meant to do anything in this world, it's to be a teacher. As a result, when I struggle, when I've had bad days, I get this feeling like I'm failing. My friend and 16th President Abraham Lincoln once said, quote, "The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just," end quote. There is no doubt in my mind the cause of teaching is just. To be a part of a child's intellectual, social, and emotional growth is perhaps the most just cause of all. The probability that we will fail is high, however. In fact, if we aren't failing, maybe we need to try harder. I've come to realize that when I feel like I'm failing, I need to mix things up and try something new. A new approach, a new perspective, or a new strategy. Author Stephen Covey wrote, quote, "Keep the main thing," end quote, but I prefer to keep the most important thing, the most important thing. At the end of the day, meaningful, authentic, and caring professional relationships with our students is what's most important. If you think of what we do when we teach as a target, the meaningful connections we make with our students represent the bullseye at the center of that target. Everything else we do is outside or around that bullseye. When you're overwhelmed, stressed, and anxious, focus on the bullseye, those caring relationships, and keep the most important thing, the most important thing. Teaching can be overwhelming, there's absolutely no doubt about it. But as my friend Abraham Lincoln said, the best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. When I stop and think about all the work I need to do and all the growth my students need to make, I get a tight feeling of anxiety in my chest. So, like Gabe says, I focus on one day at a time, check it off my list, and move on to the next task, taking them one at a time. When you have doubts, remember that the cause is just. Failing means you're trying, and keep those caring and supportive relationships the most important thing, and you will get through the tough times. And don't forget, we'll always be here to support you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Barb Ramus. Sometimes teaching can be pretty difficult. And on those days, we need some things to help us get through and continue on our path to helping our students achieve at the highest possible level. My tip for getting through those rough days is to remember your why. I do that in a couple of ways. First of all, I encourage you to start a happy folder. This is mine. And this note from a student that I got yesterday is going inside. I keep notes from students. I keep notes from parents back when I was a classroom teacher. And when the days are hard, I sit with my folder and I just read their notes and know that I've made a difference. I also keep a happy folder in my email account and I slide happy emails into that. Until you have a collection of student and parent notes, it's great to keep a journal. Take a few minutes to jot down the funny stories, the great successes, even when you're in a Simpson classroom, and reread those. I also encourage you to reread your philosophy of education. So when days are tough, take a moment and remember your why.
Hi everybody, Kate Seth here, and I wanted to share with you a couple things that I do to really keep balance and try to keep my mind active and positive when those days of teaching can be a little bit tough. So the first thing that I started doing almost 20 years ago when I was teaching kindergarten is that I would keep all of the notes from parents, all of the pictures that the kids would draw, and I still have all of those things right by my desk here in my office, because on the days when it really is kind of tough, it helps me to go back and remember why I'm here and the impact that I've made and know that I've made a difference along the way. I still do that. I still have a basket full of handwritten cards and an email file folder in my Outlook for emails that come in. It's important to go back and remember all of the good and all of the things that your students have appreciated that you're doing. You are on this amazing journey of education and learning and seeing all different pieces. And so one of the most important things you can do is recognize the self-care that you need for you. Everybody's a little bit different, but recognize when you need to step back and take a moment to take care for yourself, because teaching is a powerful profession and it is passionate and emotional and caring and yes, hard sometimes. And so we in our department are here for you 10 years from now. Come back, I'll take you out for coffee and we can debrief and chat and know that you have some people here that really care and understand what you're going through. So my second piece of advice is to make sure that you have a strong network, whether it's family, friends, colleagues, your faith. Have something that you can rely on and somebody that you can decompress with. So keep those thoughts in mind. Congratulations on a wonderful year and have a great summer.
Hey everyone, how are you? It's Jesse. I'm just hanging out outside. And so our topic that Chad wanted me to talk to you about is how do you maintain self-care? And my location says a lot about that. I think something I try and do is take a break, take a little walk, get outside, try and do something, just mix it up sometimes, even when you're in a really busy time. The other thing I try and think about is like, if you've got too much going on, you can't do it all. So you're gonna have to set something down for a time. That doesn't mean you have to leave it set down, you have to pick it back up. So I just try and be really mindful of my own limitations, and I try and be mindful of my own mental health and try and take breaks as much as possible to keep that going. The other thing I think that's important to do is just make sure that you're talking with other people. Sometimes when you get really busy, you feel like you should just isolate and just do the work and get it done, but that's oftentimes counterproductive. So something I try and do is talk with other people, and a great way to do that is to get involved in professional organizations, go to conferences, meet with people. When it's non-pandemic time, you actually get to travel sometimes if you go to those conferences, and it's really uplifting. So I had all of you in the methods class, at least elementary methods class, attend some sort of professional conference, and I'm just trying to model for you how important that is for your career. And it just is very uplifting every time I go to them. So I recommend staying connected with your family, your friends, but also your community. So thanks a lot. And we'll talk more about this in class, I'm sure, tomorrow, but here's my video.
I have been a teacher for 35 years, but I still get butterflies every fall in anticipation of the new students that I will spend my days helping to unravel their uniqueness. It's the best job in the world. Okay, I spent 8 of those years as an administrator, but even that requires a kind of teaching. But once I had the opportunity to go back to the classroom, I didn't hesitate. The classroom is the center of the universe. I grew up in poverty and hardship, but one thing I came to understand is that knowledge is power, and I teach to give that gift to as many as I can. If you believe that your students can run a NASA command center, manage a corporate boardroom, thrive in a laboratory, master an art studio, succeed in an operating room, so will they. In the classroom, your influence impacts their dreams and sense of curiosity. Teaching allows you to constantly imagine new and effective ways to reach young minds. But more than all the romantic reasons I choose to teach, I do it because I believe in education is a civil right. I believe it is essential to maintaining and promoting a democracy and to ensuring equity. Teaching isn't easy and it's not for everybody, but you've come this far and you're still here because you've been exposed to all the ups and downs, the challenges and the blessings. So this part of the education system, preparing people to be teachers, is the best job ever. I get to have a part in helping you realize your dreams and passions to become a teacher. And the more you teach, the more chances you have to give back to the world and contribute to influencing the minds of future leaders, game changers, innovators. So, in 35 years, call me. We'll meet for coffee. And you can tell me about how you spent your life in the best job ever.